In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at working with the actions and just using a good workflow to get to a result that we want. So let's go ahead and apply a contrast look to this photo. So if we go inside our master contrast folder, we have a range of different looks. So you can experiment with all these. So let's play Crunch It 2. And you'll see in our layer stack, it's added a layer called Crunch It 2. And with most of these layers inside our master contrast folder, it'll set the blend mode to luminosity. So all that will bleed through to our background layer is the contrast and brightness of this layer. So if I just click and hold on the opacity text and drag to the left, you'll see it's brought it to opacity 0, and I can click and hold and drag to the right to bring that up. Right? So next, say that that's blown out our highlights a bit. There's an action set to reduce the highlights. So we can go to Highlight Reduce Strong, click play, and I can bring this above our Crunch It layer, and the opacity is set to 50%, so I can drag it to 0, start bringing it up, and you'll see that it will start reducing the highlights and bleed down onto our Crunch It layer, which bleeds down to our background layer. So now we can go ahead and play, or we can add some looks to this. So let's have a look at, let's play Storm. And you'll see what this has done, it has added a color look, but also a luminosity look. So I just turn these top two layers off, we'll take a look at this. So let's turn that off. So you see our luminosity layer is very strong on this, it's at 100%, so we can drag this to 0. Start bringing this up. But we also have a Crunch It layer, which we added before, so we can turn that on. So now the two luminosity layers will work together, because this is set to 39% opacity, this is set to 54% opacity. They will bleed and blend on top of each other. Now we can turn our Highlights Reduce Strong layer back on. So those three layers will work together. And of course we have our color layer. So it's probably good to always maybe put the color layers on top. So now we can add another color. Let's try Warming. So it's on the bottom here, so you'll see the blend mode set to color, opacity 50%. So let's drag this one up to the top, and you'll see that it's added a creamy overtone to the image. So let's drag our opacity to 0, start bringing it up, and you'll see that it's just blending with this other color layer. So if we turn this to 100%, it is now, and turn the bottom one off, you see the warming layer is now controlling 100% of the look of this photo. Okay, so now say we've built up our look, and there's a lot of different layers, and we want to clean it up. We want to bring it back to one layer to work with. So before we do that, we can have a look at, we have this action called Before After Comparison. What this will do, this will take the current look that we see on the screen here and compare it against our very bottom layer, our background layer. In this case, which is the original image. So let's click play, and you'll see it's created a split screen. On the left hand side we can see our original image, on the right we have the one that we're currently working on. So we can just delete this layer once we've seen that. Now what we want to do, we want to clean this up and bring it back down to one layer. So, because currently at the moment every effect that we apply is working off our background layer, which is our original image. So let's turn these layers back on, and we have this action called Flatten Image. Click play, and what it's done, it's flattened our image, so we have just one layer, it's cleaned it right up, and we can then proceed to add more effects. So that's a simple workflow to work with the actions.